Benchmarking in 1997 has to be about continuous learning. It is actually about people development. It's about the new ways of thinking and doing. So it is about acquiring knowledge bases for enhancing competitiveness in the future. And I think this message needs to be made very clear. We need to be careful not to promote benchmarking just as a project management tool. Which promotes one leap at a time, which has got tangible benefits in terms of cost reductions, productivity improvements, time compression and so on. It is much more pervasive than that. So I think we need to start to promote it as a tool for cultural change, for enhancing learning and for building organizational capabilities, if you like, to compete in the future. Well, I think that chief executives and leaders of organizations appreciate and realize that change is for real. And I think that the momentum now is not to try and do more of the same, or, if you like, expedite what organizations are equipped to do at the moment. I think that benchmarking offers them a great opportunity to look outside, to use some lateral thinking, to learn from the best, and to, if you like, ensure that they're not going to duplicate the errors and mistakes that others make. It is vitally important because the rate of change is going to be unrelenting, and I think organizations need to be equipped with the right ideas, with the right tools and techniques and the right methodologies. In order for them to do that, of course, it has to be as part of a thought-out strategy, a well-thought-out strategy. Benchmarking is not a bolt-on tool. It drives strategy. We know that through world-class organizations, for example, strategy is deployed through, if you like, benchmarking, feeding in intelligence about markets, about, if you like, competition. Goals and targets don't happen by mistake. I mean, they're clearly thought out, and they are based, if you like, on the norm, on the gaps which are real in the marketplace. And more importantly, benchmarking is a tool which drives investment in technology, which drives the need for restructuring, which drives the need for process orientation, if you like, to meet the ultimate customer requirements and customer satisfaction. So the strategy is a step-by-step deployment of the business imperatives, but using benchmarking all the way. Any experience is, no matter how small it is very important for people to share it. Learning can only come through positive sharing. I think that for the teams that were rewarded here at the 5th Benchmarking Forum, we have seen the joy, we have seen, if you like, what it does to them in terms of recognition. But more importantly, I think every experience is a positive experience, and we would like very much to encourage every organization, every team working in the field of benchmarking to consider sharing with the community out there, if you like, their experiences. And it is going to give them positive feedback. It is going to give them the recognition which they so deserve. And more importantly, it's going to give them a lot of friends, a lot of networking opportunity, because by opening the window of opportunity, they will make sure that the momentum for benchmarking is going to be sustained. they will get flooded with phone calls and requests. It is not a burden. I think it is a positive thing. You know, they will be invited also to join other expeditions. And this is very much what we would like to see happen. I will urge every organization to really start to think about submitting. As far as the judges are concerned, we're not looking, if you like, in absolute terms for an excellent document. We are looking at something which is practical, which is real, which touches the organization, you know, in all of its aspects. And we would also like a story which talks about benefits. No matter how small they are still benefits, and we would like to applaud those little achievements. But benchmarking is a concept, if you like, which affects organizational thinking. It affects ultimately the performance of organizations. It is not something which is necessarily concerned with performance in its absolute terms. It's not about doing a comparative analysis and looking at numbers and statistics. It is a concept which examines work, examines the way practices are embedded in organizations, and the way organizations strive to optimize their internal capabilities in order to achieve, if you like, effective results for their customers and for their survivability and growth and profitability. So in that sense, the concept is very much about learning as a tool, you know, and I think we have seen a misuse and abuse of the tool, and many managers, if you like, stop at the beginning level, which is one of looking at gap analysis and looking at differences between an organization and its main competitors or world-class standards. That should only be the start of benchmarking. So collecting benchmarks is the key to the whole concept itself. It is not just a project management tool, so it's not something that one would describe as the 12 steps or the 5 phases and 10 steps, or, you know, using the rank Xerox methodology. It has to reflect ultimately, you know, the way organizations work and the way they perform, and really relating what they do, how they do it, and how well they do it, and why they are, if you like, underneath the industry average, or why they are world class. And so it's a tool for captivating innovativeness. I think the first step, obviously, is to understand that benchmarking drives business and drives strategy, and it's not a bolt-on tool. I think ultimately, if organizations are serious about benchmarking, they have to accept that there may be a need for a big change as a result of benchmarking. The other thing that businesses need to realize is that benchmarking is equated, if you like, with customer focus. It has to be applied for the end benefit of customers, whether they are internal or external. The third thing perhaps is that benchmarking is focused on the process. So there is, you've got 3 challenges there, and maybe 4. First one is it has to drive strategy, and the goals and the targets that businesses are going to put for everybody else, if you like, to deliver, have got to be credible enough, based as far as practically possible on industry best, on world-class standards. The second thing is it has to be linked to the theme of process orientation. So it has to reflect the way organizations are gearing themselves to add value and deliver, if you like, to their customers. The third thing is very much about the customer. It's a tool for measurement, not in terms of what the organization is trying to achieve for itself, but very much in terms of customer value, the quality of the products or the services, the time of delivery, the flexibility, the innovativeness, and so on. And maybe perhaps the fourth one is a tool for learning. because it enhances competencies. It gives new dictionaries of skills and expertise that the organization may have been lacking in the past or would like to be equipped with, if you like, for facing future competitiveness. I remember in the early 1990s, here in the UK and in Europe, even chief executives at that time didn't even know what the word benchmarking meant. If one starts to explore, if you like, its origins and whether it's a new concept, I mean, one would realize immediately that the theme itself has been around for a long time. The Japanese, for instance, use a very simple concept called shuko, which is very much about people working and moving around within the businesses so that they get the breadth of understanding of business dynamics. And when they are ready, they are seconded outside for limited periods of time. And that secondment, if you like, has got different expectations to it. The first one is for the employees themselves to acquire new knowledge which is deficient within their employer organization. The second one is for sharing. The Japanese are very proud of their inventions and innovations, and they would like their employees to be ambassadors and share, if you like, the creativity that takes place within the organization. The third one, perhaps, is to really prevent complacency, because one of the ways that the Japanese measure the performance of their managers is through their ability to induce and implement change. And so when employees go out being seconded and they come back with recommendations, it is ultimately left in the hands of their managers to implement that change and therefore measure the rate at which the organizations improve and develop. So I would say in summary that benchmarking is old. It doesn't matter how old it is. The one thing which is new perhaps is that we have systemized it. We have given it, if you like, some steps and guidance to be implemented, if you like, to guide projects. The other thing we have done is link it to this culture of continuous improvement. So we have, if you like, emphasized the need for continuous improvement and the need for doing benchmarking on a regular basis, if you like, for as long as businesses exist.